You're here for a reason. Yes, you. Finding this video right now, it's not a coincidence. The universe is reaching out to you, sending a message. This is your moment. Your breakthrough is here. Pause for a second. Let that sink in. Have you been feeling stuck? Watching others move forward while you wonder, why not me? Well, today is different. This moment is different. Right now, say it with me. I am ready to win. I am ready to receive abundance. Say it out loud. Feel the power in those words. Then type it in the comments below, not just as a statement, but as a declaration to the universe that you are ready to embrace this transformation. Because what's coming next, it has the power to change everything. Take a look at your life right now. You've got dreams swirling in your mind. Perhaps it's a business you've been meaning to start, a book you've been wanting to write, or even imagining something extraordinary like winning the lottery. Those visions light you up, yet your body remains frozen, scrolling endlessly, waiting, stuck in the same loop. Sound familiar? Think about your phone for a second. How many notes have you written with plans and ideas? But how many of those have you acted on? The gap between knowing what you want and actually going for it. That's not just frustrating, it's costing you. It's costing you time, opportunities, and the future you've been dreaming of. And let's be honest, every day you stay in this pattern, your brain is silently building momentum for laziness. Yes, that's right. Your brain is actively rewiring itself to favor comfort over success. But you're here, watching this video, because deep down, you want to break free. You're ready to flip the script, to harness that same brain power, to create an extraordinary life. This is the moment you stop letting your brain's default settings hold you back. I've seen people transform their lives completely, not by sheer willpower or motivation, but by understanding the science of how their brain works and using that knowledge to their advantage. Let me give it to you straight. This isn't about trying harder. It's about making laziness impossible. Imagine shifting your brain's wiring so success feels as natural and effortless as procrastination once did. That's what we're doing here. And if you're wondering whether you're meant to be here, whether this is the message you've been waiting for, let me say this. Maybe the universe is trying to tell you something. Maybe it's saying that the patterns you've been stuck in are about to end. Maybe it's saying that the big win you've been dreaming about is closer than you think. Some of the most extraordinary lottery winners, life changers, and success stories started with moments like this, deciding to take that one small action that changed everything. Now, let's dive into why you're stuck and how to fix it. But before we begin, I want to take a moment to celebrate you. By subscribing to this channel, you're making a powerful choice to invest in your growth, your goals, and your future. It's not just a click, it's a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. So please remember to take a second to hit that subscribe button. You know that feeling when you're ready to start something important, but suddenly your brain bombards you with distractions? That's not just laziness. That's your brain following its programming. But here's the good news. Your brain is like plastic. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. And it's the key to your transformation. Whatever you do repeatedly, your brain gets better at doing. So every time you procrastinate, your brain strengthens those circuits. But every time you take a small step toward action, you're rewiring your brain for success. Let's simplify this. Every time you check your phone instead of focusing on your goals, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. Your brain loves this stuff. It's like chocolate or scrolling through social media. It feels good in the moment, but it reinforces patterns that keep you stuck. The more you indulge, the stronger those pathways become. Over time, your comfort zone becomes less of a mental state and more of a physical pattern in your brain. But here's the thing. Your brain doesn't care about what's good for you long term. It cares about what's easy. That's why motivation alone never works. You can watch 100 videos like this one, feel hyped up, and promise yourself change. But the next morning, your brain will default to its old wiring. Why? Because motivation can't outlast the hard wiring in your brain. So what's the solution? It's not willpower or discipline, it's strategy. Successful people aren't inherently more disciplined than you. They've just learned how to rewire their brains so that taking action feels as rewarding as avoiding it used to feel. Let me share a simple tool that can kickstart this rewiring process. It's called the 3-second rule. Here's how it works. The moment you feel resistance to doing something important, count backward. 3, 2, 1, and then move. Don't think. Don't argue with yourself. Just act. This might sound too simple to be effective, but that's exactly why it works. By acting before your brain's comfort system kicks in, you're interrupting the old patterns and creating space for new ones. Real success isn't about doing grand things all at once. It's about celebrating small wins and building momentum. When you take that first step, whether it's writing one sentence, making one call, or even imagining what it feels like to win the lottery, you're laying the foundation for a new neural pathway. And every time you act, you're reinforcing it. Here's the beautiful part. As you build these small wins, your brain starts craving them. Instead of procrastination giving you that dopamine hit, progress becomes your new source of satisfaction. This is how you turn your brain's reward system into your biggest ally. You've heard it said that the universe works in mysterious ways. Maybe finding this video wasn't a coincidence. Maybe this is your sign that the big win you've been dreaming of is waiting for you to take action. Whether it's a better life, a business breakthrough, or even winning the lottery, your mind holds the key. Every thought, every small step, every positive action brings you closer. Think about your life right now. What's holding you back? Is it fear of failure? Fear of judgment? Or maybe it's that nagging voice in your head that says, "What if I'm not good enough?" That voice isn't the truth. It's just a habit. And like any habit, it can be broken. The human brain is wired to protect you from risk. That's why every time you step outside your comfort zone, your brain sends a signal to pull you back. It whispers, "Stay safe, don't risk it, stay where it's comfortable." But here's the thing, comfort zones don't create greatness. They create more of the same. Neville Goddard taught a profound truth. You are limited only by your inability to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. What does this mean? It means that you're not trapped by circumstances. You're only trapped by the limits of your imagination. If you can see it, feel it, and truly believe it, your reality begins to change. The key is daring to assume that you're already the person you want to become. But let's break this down practically. Your brain has a built-in mechanism called neuroplasticity, which means it's constantly rewiring itself based on your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains it best. What you repeatedly think about and feel becomes your personality, and your personality creates your personal reality. In other words, your repeated thoughts are shaping your future right now, whether you realize it or not. Let me ask you this. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I'll start when I feel ready"? That's your brain playing tricks on you. It's trying to keep you stuck in the familiar because it doesn't like change. But here's the truth. You don't need to feel ready to start. You just need to take the first step. Action creates momentum, and momentum rewires your brain. Imagine your brain as a vast network of roads. The more you travel one road, the clearer and stronger it becomes. This is how habits form. If you keep thinking the same disempowering thoughts, you're reinforcing the "I can't" pathway in your brain. But when you consciously choose a new thought, like "I am capable" or "I already have what it takes," you start carving out a new road. With repetition, that new road becomes your default. Here's a powerful exercise you can try right now. Close your eyes and visualize the life you want, not as a dream, but as your current reality. Feel the emotions of that life: joy, gratitude, excitement, as if it's already yours. This practice isn't just wishful thinking. Neville Goddard would call it living in the end, and science confirms its power. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. By practicing this daily, you're training your mind to align with your goals. But here's where most people get stuck. They focus too much on the how. How will I get there? How will it happen? That's not your job. Your job is to stay focused on the vision, the feeling, and the belief that it's already done. When you do this, your mind starts to attract the ideas, opportunities, and people you need to make it happen. Dr. Dispenza refers to this as collapsing time. By aligning your thoughts and emotions with your desired future, you bring that future closer to you. Let me share a real-life example. There are countless stories of people who've won the lottery, not just because they were lucky, but because they believed they were meant to win. They imagined holding the ticket, feeling the thrill of victory, and celebrating their abundance long before it happened. They aligned their thoughts and emotions with the outcome they desired, and the universe responded. Now, I'm not saying visualization alone will guarantee you a win, but what it does is shift your mindset from scarcity to possibility. It tunes your brain into the frequency of success, so you're more likely to notice opportunities and take the actions that lead to them. Here's another question for you. What story are you telling yourself right now? Is it a story of lack, struggle, or fear? Or is it a story of abundance, growth, and confidence? The story you choose shapes your reality. Every time you say, "I'm not lucky," or "I never win," you're reinforcing that belief in your brain. But when you shift to saying, "I attract abundance effortlessly," or "My life is filled with opportunities," you're creating a new story, one that supports your dreams. Let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can cultivate, and it has a direct impact on your brain. When you focus on what you're grateful for, your brain releases dopamine, creating a sense of happiness and well-being. This isn't just a nice feeling, it's a signal to your brain that says, "More of this, please." Over time, gratitude rewires your brain to focus on positivity and abundance. Here's a simple gratitude practice. Every morning, before you start your day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. It could be as simple as the sunlight coming through your window, the cup of coffee in your hand, or the fact that you're alive and breathing. By doing this, you're training your mind to look for the good in every situation. If you're still here, it's a sign this resonates with you. Hit subscribe and ensure you never miss a chance to grow. Another tool you can use is affirmations. Affirmations are short, powerful statements that align your thoughts with your goals. For example, if you're working toward financial success, you might say, "Money flows to me easily and effortlessly." If you're building confidence, you might say, "I am strong, capable, and deserving of success." Repeat these affirmations daily, out loud, with conviction. Over time, they'll become ingrained in your subconscious mind. Remember, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, that's what you'll harvest. But if you plant seeds of hope, belief, and possibility, your life will begin to bloom in ways you can't even imagine. So, what's your next step? It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or having all the answers. It's about making the decision to start, right now, where you are, with what you have. Take one small action today that aligns with your vision. Maybe it's writing down your goals, practicing visualization, or saying a simple affirmation. Whatever it is, do it with intention and trust that the universe is supporting you every step of the way. You stumbling across this video right now? That's not just a random chance. Your brain, your subconscious, has been searching for this exact moment, even if you didn't consciously realize it. You're here because something deep inside you knows it's time for a breakthrough. Take a moment to reflect on your life. You've probably had ideas bouncing around your head, big ones. Maybe it's that business you've wanted to start, the book you've dreamed of writing, or transforming your health. Yet there's a gap. Your mind races with possibilities, but your body stays glued to comfort, scrolling, waiting. Sound familiar? Let me ask you this. How many goals are sitting in your phone's notes app? Plans, ideas, dreams, all carefully written down. But how many have you truly acted on? That gap between what you could do and what you actually do? That's not just frustrating, it's a habit. And it's costing you opportunities, time, and the future you desire. Here's something most people don't realize. Every single day you stay in this pattern, your brain gets better at being stuck. That's right, your brain is actively rewiring itself to choose comfort over growth. It's reinforcing the neural pathways of laziness, procrastination, and self-doubt. But here's the exciting part. You can flip that same system to work for you instead of against you. This isn't about forcing yourself with sheer willpower. It's about understanding how your brain is wired and using that knowledge to your advantage. As Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, you can't wait for your healing to feel whole. You have to feel whole to attract your healing. The same goes for success. You don't wait to feel motivated to act. You act, and the motivation follows. Right now, your brain is operating like a machine. It's running the programs you've installed over years of repetition. That's why every time you sit down to start something important, your mind floods you with distractions. Your phone, your inbox, the sudden urge to clean. That's not laziness. That's your brain following its default wiring. But here's the amazing truth. Your brain is plastic. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, and it's your superpower. Whatever you do repeatedly, your brain gets better at doing it. So, if you've been procrastinating, your brain has become excellent at avoiding work. But if you take consistent action, no matter how small, your brain will begin rewiring itself for success. Neville Goddard taught that imagination creates reality. He said, "Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption, and watch your world change accordingly." This isn't just a spiritual concept. It's grounded in neuroscience. When you vividly imagine your future self and combine it with strong emotion, you're teaching your brain to prioritize those possibilities. Your imagination becomes a blueprint for your reality. Let's make this practical. Every time you pick up your phone when you're supposed to be working, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical that makes you feel good. It's the same chemical released when you eat chocolate or hear good news. But the problem is, your brain becomes addicted to these quick hits of pleasure, even if they're keeping you stuck. What if you could teach your brain to release those same feel-good chemicals when you take action? What if completing a task gave you more satisfaction than procrastinating ever could? That's not just wishful thinking, it's science. The first step is creating small wins. Another way to harness the power of your brain is through visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your goal, not as a distant dream, but as if it's already happening. Feel the emotions of success, joy, and gratitude. Neville would call this living in the end, and science backs it up. Your brain can't tell the difference between a real experience and one you vividly imagine. By practicing this daily, you're not only rewiring your mind, you're aligning your energy with your goals. If your dream is financial success, perhaps even winning the lottery, this principle is especially powerful. Imagine holding the winning ticket and feeling the rush of excitement, the relief, the gratitude. The universe responds to clarity, emotion, and belief. By practicing this, you're not only preparing your brain for success, you're sending a clear signal to the universe that you're ready to receive. Your mornings are the perfect time to start this process. The moment you wake up, your brain is in a highly receptive state. Most people waste this golden time scrolling through their phones or thinking about their problems. Instead, use those first few moments to set the tone for your day. Place your hand on your heart and say, "Today, I take steps toward my best self." Visualize your goals, feel the gratitude, and watch how your day begins to shift. Success isn't about huge leaps. It's about small, consistent actions that compound over time. As Dr. Dispenza teaches, when you believe in a future you can't yet see or experience with your senses, but you've thought about it enough times that your brain begins to change as if it's already happened, you're stepping into a new reality. Think about this. Your brain is always learning. Every thought you think, every action you take is teaching your brain what matters. If you keep focusing on why something is hard or why it won't work, your brain reinforces those beliefs. But when you focus on possibility, gratitude, and action, your brain starts building pathways that align with those thoughts. So, what's your next step? It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or motivation. It's about starting right now. Take a small action toward your goal. Write one sentence, make one call, and take one step, no matter how tiny. Celebrate that win and then do it again tomorrow. This is how transformation begins, one small step at a time. Most people don't realize how small actions create big results. It's the little things you do every day that shape your future, not grand gestures or sweeping changes. For example, if your goal is to write a book, don't focus on finishing the whole manuscript. Focus on writing one sentence today. That's it. Then tomorrow, write another. Over time, these small wins compound, and before you know it, you've created something extraordinary. Your brain thrives on consistency. Each time you follow through on a small commitment to yourself, you're not just achieving a task, you're building trust. You're showing yourself that you are capable, dependable, and ready for more. This self-trust is the foundation for everything you want to achieve. Neville Goddard often spoke about persistence in imagining the life you desire. He called it remaining faithful to the assumption. This isn't about forcing change, but aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions so that your reality must eventually conform. Pair this persistence with the neuroscience of habit building, and you have an unstoppable formula for success. You didn't find this video by accident. Something brought you here. Call it intuition, destiny, or the universe sending you a message. Now it's your turn to act. Start with one small step and build from there. If you're ready to step into your best self, hit like, comment, and share your commitment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll take this journey even further.